Good morning, and welcome to InTouch, a public affairs show dedicated to improving the lives of Susquehanna Valley residents. I'm Freddi Hammer, and I'm going to introduce a family today who is an inspiration, especially for those families fighting pediatric cancers. You'll be able to meet this family during a special open house event in Loyalsock Township in September, and we'll talk about that today on InTouch. You may have heard of Kevin and Dr. Michelle Cavanaugh and their family. Their daughter, Callie Cavanaugh, fought hard against a pediatric tumor. She was diagnosed in 2016 and went to be healed in heaven April 7th, 2018. But around those two life-changing moments for the Cavanaugh family, Callie cared about and helped people. Her parents are here to tell Callie's story, the story about how Callie Cavanaugh worked to start the nonprofit Callie Cares Foundation, and how it's come to bring about Callie's Garden, which is being dedicated September 7th at the upper end of James Short Park at 2 p.m. in Loyalsock Township. Michelle Cavanaugh, good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell us a little bit about Callie and how she started the nonprofit Callie Cares?
So Callie was, or is, our daughter who unfortunately was healed in heaven. We try not to say died because in our hearts she's still alive.
Of course.
She passed away April 7th of 2018, so just a little over a year ago now. She had cancer. She had a pediatric tumor called a rhabdomyosarcoma that she was diagnosed with in when she was 7 in 2015, just a few days after her 7th birthday. She was, I think all parents think their child is special.
Absolutely.
But there was something about her being, very insightful. Always a very giving little girl who wanted to help others.
I think with the opportunity that she had with the nonprofit organization, she helped deal with her own illness. She moved forward and helped other kids, didn't she?
She did. She had always been someone who wanted to help her friends, noticed when people didn't have things they needed, but when she got cancer, I think it helped her get through her own battle by focusing on something positive. And about a year after her treatment had started, she had noticed around her, the places we had been for treatment, that some kids may not have been as fortunate as she was and were missing out on things. And so she had asked whether we could raise money for toys and Christmas gifts for the other children on the cancer floor. So I said, yes, my love, that sounds great, but where will you get this money? So she and I put our heads together, and in, I think, the summer of 2017, she wanted to sell t-shirts and have a sale out of our house, sell them at her school. So she designed her own t-shirt that said Callie Strong on the front with the pediatric cancer ribbon, and with the help of some friends who do t-shirt production, we were able to get them at a very good cost, and she sold way more than we expected, and we ended up with about $5,000 in profit just from t-shirt sales.
An inspiring little girl like that can definitely make difference.
She does. She just had kind of a way of making people open up their pocketbooks, and I think some people paid more than the $10 for the t-shirt.
Aww.
But so we, my husband actually took her then to Toys R Us, and she filled up several shopping carts full of toys with $1,000 of that money, and we presented it to the pediatric floor at Geisinger, where she did most of her treatment, and the children there received tons of Christmas gifts that year. In addition, because we had quite a bit of funds, we also gave back $2,500 to the Make-A-Wish program that she had benefited from the year before, and allowed us to go to Disney World as a family. And we also gave $2,500 back to the Philadelphia Ronald McDonald House, where we had to spend 6 weeks during her radiation treatments, and only having to spend $15 a day was incredible to us, when weeks and weeks of paying for a hotel room would have been financially very hard.
Wow.
So we wanted to give back. So she has her own room now at the Philadelphia Ronald McDonald House that says Callie Cares on it, that we support yearly now. And that was the start of that program with them. So we have decided, that we want to keep Callie Cares going in her honor and keep her spirit of giving alive, her her kindness, her warm heart, and we have grown and become a nonprofit, and we are just thrilled that we are able to keep giving back. It has grown into more things. We give comfort care bags now to the kids at Geisinger. We have the community involved in helping us pack those bags. They're full of fun things to do, including slime, which Callie loved to make. Just all kinds of fun things for the kids to do while they're in the hospital or receiving their chemo.
You've made a beautiful thing out of something Callie started, and you've continued that with her memory, and it's really honoring her. And I'm so glad that you can be an inspiration for kids.
Yes, and I feel like we definitely touch, the families and the kids out there. We've supported a couple families this past year who couldn't afford Christmas that are there, giving Christmas gifts to the entire family, not just the children. We give gas cards, Sheets cards, Wise cards, and she did that before she passed away. I have pictures of her getting chemo, holding on to stacks of cards that she was going to give back. And and it's inspired other people in the community to do kind things. We've had many families come to us and ask in lieu of birthday gifts for their children. Mm-hmm. They have people bring money for Callie Cares instead of gifts, and the children give us the money back. And I just think that's a wonderful thing for children to learn to do, and we're so appreciative of any support like that we can get to keep things going.
Let's find out about what you're going to be doing here on September 7th, which is a pretty exciting thing happening right here in Loyalsock area.
Yes.
Kevin, tell us.
Since I'm talking so much.
Yeah, it's really exciting to hear more about what's going to be happening September 7th. You're going to have a kind of an open house and an opportunity.
There's been a lot of work in the community to support us both financially and through people's expertise with Penn College of Technology and just volunteers that are retired and excavators. And we have a really nice garden in Short Park now, thanks to the community and their support of Callie. And it's really meant for the community, a place that's meant to be tranquil and peaceful, and that you can just go and relax, read a book, gather your thoughts, be outside, everything that I think Callie would have appreciated. And we wanted to make it whimsical, with fairies and butterflies, and we hope to have made a special place for the community to go, because there's so many people suffering in a community that you just need a place to go and unwind and feel at peace. So that's what we've created, thanks to Callie.
And bring everybody together almost in that spirit.
Yeah, and we really had a small memorial when Callie moved on to heaven, and this is more our life celebration where we want people to come, and there are going to be so many activities for kids, and there's going to be concerts. Dylan Rockoff is coming back to the community to play.
He's from Loyalsock.
Yes.
His family lives right across from us in our neighborhood. And
nice.
He had met Callie a couple times and was touched by her, and agreed to come back and do a concert for us that night to bring in a crowd and just have a good time and listen to some music. And
so the Uptown Collective and local teenage and college students that have the gift of music are going to be there, and there's going to be a lot of activities for children and kids, and just music or food from local vendors, and just a day to enjoy being together and look around and take in the beauty of our area and get initiated to the garden and hopefully set a place where everybody knows they can come when that time is in
it's
their
called
life.
James Short Park, which is right here off of 4 Mile Drive. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, it's the very last entrance of Short Park. Right in that parking lot at the end of it is Callie's garden right along the stream. There's a really beautiful arbor that you enter through, and then there's flowers and butterfly houses and bird houses throughout, and it ends with the bridge that goes into Short Park. And eventually that bridge is going to be connected to the Riverwalk. Mm-hmm. So the Riverwalk will actually end in Callie's garden. So we'd also like it to be a place in the future where people feel that they could do fundraisers. And, if they have family members who are sick and need money, they could certainly use the garden as their starting point for a fundraiser or their event. So
That's wonderful.
we
Do you
think
put
that's kinda
those
neat.
do you put those pictures and things that you work on the garden like on Facebook, or do you use an
Yes.
Instagram account?
Yes, we have a Callie Cares site on Facebook, and anybody is welcome to join that site. It's a group that they can join. They just have to ask to join Callie Cares, and I love it. The more members makes my heart warm just to see people asking to join. But there are pictures on there. The garden is very separate from Callie Cares, and we like people to know that the money that goes to the garden was all raised by the community. Callie Cares, that money goes back to the kids and families. But I use the site to advertise the garden because I feel that that's part of Callie's spirit of giving too, is giving that garden back to the community. And
Sure.
so we do have lots of pictures of how the garden has progressed, the people who have helped, thanking everyone who's helped. Some pretty neat pictures that we just put on this weekend where this ray of light kind of hit the arbor that we just put in.
Yeah.
And we felt like her presence was there, and neat pictures of the butterflies that are coming in, and just some things to kind of remind people of who she was and remind people that of the beauty that's out there, and that even when times seem rough, they're still good to be found in the world.
You must feel her presence
We
all
do.
the time.
Continually.
We were just talking about that today when we were out on our run, that just the things that remind us of her. And the garden is one of those places that we keep seeing signs that we feel like she's there.
Well, I feel families are forever, and I think you probably do too.
Yes.
And we'll see her again.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to seeing Callie Cares garden. Really, I put them together, but it's Callie's garden.
Right, Callie's Memorial Garden, yes.
Okay, and that's
then-
going to be out on the 7th of September.
Yes.
Coming up in just a few weeks. You're getting people out there with the Facebook information. Come on out and visit. It's a carnival-like atmosphere with
Yes.
music and fun.
Yeah, it'll start at 2 o'clock and go on till evening, till whenever the party ends. And I think Kevin had mentioned a few of the activities, but there's face painting. There's going to be a book fairy there to give out books to kids. There's going to be a dunk tank where you can dunk the Lancer football players, including her brothers, who she would think that was hilarious. There's going to be lots of food and Callie Cares items to purchase too. New T-shirts with Callie's Garden on it. Blankets that you can purchase with Callie Strong, and then sit out in the, and have a picnic that day with the food that's available. And all that money will go back to our kids at Geisinger and our Ronald McDonald House room.
The one side of sort of an upside of this, of course, is being able to help everybody. And really, are you surprised or overwhelmed? Is there a moment where you're like, wow, this is exactly what Callie would have wanted? I mean, how do you feel that way?
When we have our runs and you have a chance to reflect, there were signs looking back. For example, she asked if kids with cancer had Christmas and asked questions deep like that before she was
Faced with
diagnosed herself.
Oh,
And we
That
don't
was
even know
pretty
where that
remarkable.
came from.
wow.
2 weeks before she was diagnosed, she asked me if kids with cancer had Christmas. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, they had some, the commercials on TV with, like, St. Jude's and other things, but for some reason she asked. And so I just don't know what the whole big picture of this all is, but we do feel like part of her purpose in life and part of ours now is to give back through Callie Cares. And we're overwhelmed by the response, though, from the community. It's been amazing. Sometimes I look at her, we have an account, Callie Cares, and I look at the amount of money that's in that right now that we have to use for families, and it just blows my mind that the amount of support we've been given. And it's helped us heal, too. It's helped to heal our family.
Well, I wish you and the boys, is it just brothers or you have other children?
She has 3 big brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then my love and just honor to them for supporting you as well. I mean, you guys are a little unit, I'm sure.
We are. They're very busy. They're teenagers in high school and one in college, but it's important to them to keep her memory alive and to keep this alive too. And I think as they get older, they're gonna want to do more things to help keep it going, and that's inspiring to us. She was their biggest fan. They have so many cards from her that in support of things that they did, or if they were down, she would always pick them up. She loved to make sparkly, glittery cards and with really cool messages in them that they have. And I think it's important to them to keep that going, because they were a huge fan of hers and vice versa.
Well, I'm glad that we can help support your family.
Thank you so much for helping to get Callie Cares out there and let people know about the garden dedication, because it's really, we want a lot of people there. We really want it to be a really special day.
We have a couple weeks to get ready. We'll continue to talk about it on our radio stations here at Backyard Broadcasting. And thanks for joining me today. Callie Cares, Callie's Garden. It's right here in Loyalsock Township. Come on by for an open house. Really, it's 2 o'clock, September 7th. And they'll have all kinds of food, music, activities, plus that free concert with Dylan Rockoff from Loyalsock Township.
Yes.
Thanks, Michelle and Kevin.
Thank you so much, Freddi.
Thank you.
Have a great day. And thanks for everything you do. And I'll keep thinking about Callie, too.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
You can find out more about the Cavanaughs and make a generous donation to honor Callie Cavanaugh and the Callie Cares Foundation on Facebook at Callie Cares and by phone at 570-439-3088. Thanks to the Cavanaughs, who took time out of their week to share Callie's amazing message and support for all the children and families who work so hard to fight against pediatric cancers. In Touch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us regarding questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays between 8 and 5, 570-323-8200. You can also write to us at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport, PA, 17701, attention Freddi Hammer, or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. Thanks for listening to In Touch, a production of Backyard Broadcasting.